There's a lot of parody around Jay Shetty right now.
We're here to talk about Jay Shetty. He used to be a monk, but he decided it was time to re-enter the world. Now, with his unique outlook on life, he is a motivational speaker, spending his time sharing his wisdom through the power of social media.
But I could not let this go on. He's full of shit. Jay Shetty is full of shit. He's 100% full of shit.
Views. Where's the fucking credibility in podcasting gone? So when I originally looked into Jay, I thought he was just this nice, happy-go-lucky podcaster spreading positivity. The more I look into it, the worse it gets.
Some people think he's profound, and others think he's just a very calm voice with excellent lighting. Because he operates in the world of mindset, influence, self-development, which obviously my arena, I'm interested. So let's start with his story. A young London business student, he hears a monk speak and is so moved that he has a spiritual awakening, walks away from the corporate path and becomes a monk. He meditates for hours, living simply, devotes himself to service, studies wisdom, steps away from ego, and chooses humility over ambition. You can see it, can't you? The cave, the robes, the silence, maybe a little goat. It's beautiful.
He has this movement of make wisdom go viral.
Become the leader you wish you had.
Now I'm ready to tap dance.
When you think of things that go viral, like, you know, a funny cat or something like that, this guy is taking on that.
And we look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks, guys.
What happened? Now, as a hypnotist, I don't just look at what someone says. I look at the story. Hero narratives are very powerful, hypnotic almost. Ordinary guy, spiritual awakening, the sacrifice, and he returns as a teacher. When somebody says, I study business, you evaluate them. But when somebody says, I gave up everything, I found truth, you feel them. Stories soften skepticism.
When I was growing up in London, I had three choices: to be a doctor, a lawyer, or a failure. And I ended up at business school, so I guess I was the third. Yeah, those were my three options, right? That was it. There was no fourth option, so according to my parents, family, or the community I grew up in, I'm a failure.
So just to clarify, business school is now failure. I mean, Cass Business School, famously pumping out investment bankers and finance bros. Spiritual rock bottom, that. Riches to slightly shinier riches. The origin story is very important. His story obviously matters. He tells it everywhere. If you're positioning yourself as someone who walked away from nothing and found the truth, that hits differently than someone who walked away from a finance career. So let's talk qualifications. Now, we know one thing. He's qualified in business. He went to business school. He's built distribution. He's built a brand. He's built an empire. So yes, he clearly understands how to sell. But here's the real question. Is he qualified in the thing he's teaching? If you're teaching life coaching, mindset, behavior change, what are the credentials? Now, to be fair, he's not claiming clinical psychology training. His authority is framed differently. It comes from being a monk. That's the origin of the wisdom. That's the foundation of the teaching. The cave is the CV. And if monkhood is the qualification, the details of his story matter.
You are a celibate person, so I find it interesting that he leaves the monkhood and then just instantly starts getting intimate with people, including his.
I was just blown away. I was just like, wow.
According to some people, Jay was not nearly as cut off from society as he made people believe. They say he actually spent a lot of his time filming viral YouTube videos while in London. So he wasn't so entrenched in his studies as he said he was when he was in India, which he never was actually. He was in India for a little bit, but not when he was studying. Actually, Jay said at one point he didn't even know who the prime minister was because he was so deep into the monkhood while in London. One former monk actually ratted him out and said, I saw him in more sweatpants than I ever saw him in a robe. In a monk robe, you guys know you wear the orange robe, depending on the type of monk. Well, it looks like Jay actually wore his, like, Western style sweatpants more often.
So if the monk period doesn't fully explain the authority, then the knowledge had to come from somewhere, because he's very polished. He's fluent in parables. His cadence is controlled. The pauses are deliberate. It sounds written, refined, and very practiced. That level of articulation is usually built.
We're meant to love people and use things, but today we use people and love things. The way we communicate says it all. We spend more time holding our phones than we hold each other. When you're young, you say, I love you because I need you. When you grow up, you realize I need you because I love you.
Oh, well, f*** your mother. It's all of them. You literally steal your everything.
Don't let someone be a priority when all you are to them is an option.
Oh, God, I love it when I'm right. Another one.
Some of us lose the people most important to us because we don't value their time.
That is straight stealing.
Life and time are the best two teachers. Life teaches us to make good use of time, and time teaches us the value of life.
Okay. Now, he's been pulled apart by a lot of people for one thing or another. There's another clip going round where he is mocked for saying you are the expert of your own life.
Appreciates that each client is unique. They start at different places.
You can't track it. Everyone's different. Stop putting expectations on me as a coach. You're all different. Just because someone else got results doesn't mean you will.
They move at different paces. They want something different.
We're all different. Everything's different. Nothing is the same. And nothing changes by staying the same. And that's something that you've got to work out on your own. I can't hold your hand.
They are the experts and change makers.
They're already experts. They don't need our help. I don't even know why. People paid 7,400 quid for this shite.
But that part is actually structurally correct coaching. A mentor gives advice. A mentor says, I've done this and here's how you do it too. A coach does something completely different. Now, coaching isn't advice. A properly trained coach helps you extract more from your own thinking. They help you to see patterns that you're blind to. They challenge assumptions you didn't know you were making, help you think differently, which changes how you act. Good coaching is structured. It's built around understanding how cognition works, how beliefs form, perception shapes behavior, and how language influences your internal state. A coach isn't there to tell you what to do. They're trained to create cognitive movement, sometimes to shift perspective, raise awareness, to interrupt unhelpful thinking loops. That's a skill that requires training. It requires supervision. It requires ethical boundaries. And all that comes out of humanistic psychology, Carl Rogers' person-centered theory, frameworks like GROW. So when he says the client is the expert of their own life, that is actually coaching theory. So when someone mocks the idea that the client has the answers, they just don't understand what coaching is.
I'm the dumbest podcaster.
Understanding coaching theory is one thing. Mastering it, training in it properly whilst supervised, understanding ethics and scope of practice, and charging $8,000 for it is another. So $8,000, right. Okay, this must be the Rolls-Royce of coaching qualifications. We're talking gold-plated certificates, serious accreditation, case studies, supervision. Because at that price, we're not getting a downloadable PDF. And there it is. Off-qual, named universities, progression routes. very reassuring.
He listed the universities of Derby, Anglia Ruskin, the University of Buckingham, and the University of Chichester as universities where students would be eligible to progress to a top-up degree and await to gain a full undergraduate degree by combining Jay Shetty's certification school diploma with only 1 year of full-time study. But John McDermott, the journalist who was investigating this, went to Ofqual, and the spokesperson wrote that the organisation would be contacting the school to have the references of Ofqual removed from their website because it does not regulate Jay Shetty's school's accreditations at all. So again, he's talking bollocks.
So, not Ofqual, not the universities, and the practice hours unsupervised. And it's online. You don't even get to meet him. $8,000. So let's put the price into context. Entry-level coaching certificates usually cost around a few £100s, which is what this is. When I did my dual award in executive coaching and ILM level 7, which is master's level, that's one of the highest formal coaching qualifications available in the UK. That was around £3,500. That included dual accreditation, external assessment supervision. So $8,000. Interesting. So why are people paying $8,000 for an entry-level coaching? When someone is sitting opposite Michelle Obama or Kim Kardashian, our brains don't say neutral. We assume he belongs there. We assume proximity equals competence. That's that amazing halo effect. The calm, controlled voice builds authority. Celebrity proximity becomes borrowed credibility. Even though a celebrity doesn't know any more about psychology than the average person, we believe them. And then that high ticket price starts to look justified. At that point, you're not evaluating the training anymore. You're being hypnotized by status. So let's strip it back. Remove the monk narrative or the summer holiday in India with a shaved head, depending on which version you prefer. Remove the accreditation. Oh, wait, no, that was removed. What are you left with? A very polished London marketeer with lovely eyes, a smoky, silky voice, selling a very overpriced, very basic coaching course. And that, my friends, is the power of hypnotic marketing. And here's the uncomfortable truth. If an unknown coach with the same curriculum, the same modules, the same hours, puts that course online, he would likely sell it for a few £100s. So, pass or trash? Coaching, even entry level, is a pass. 8,000 for an entry-level certificate, that's definitely a trash. And the mystical monk robe origin story that may or may not have involved more London than India, also trash. Because coaching isn't the issue, the pricing and the mythology are.